So we have the definition of marriage as per what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran. It is this relationship which entails tranquility, love, and mercy. Here's a question. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, mawaddatan wa rahmah? Let me drop a bomb. Something I've never said before. After marriage, there is no such thing as love. Aywa, ma fish. A liar who tells you love after ma fish love. 18 months, there's no more love. Love dies. Even now she's, oh really, I'm gonna get married. Ma fish marry, ma fish love. I'm telling you, there's no love. Scientifically proven. I just give me time. The Sheikh, you disagree, I will tell you, inshallah ta'ala. No, there is no love. I'll tell you, even some hormones that are released, you know, but something replaces love, something replaces المحبة. أقول لك إيش هي. I was gonna say that. Mawadda is something more than love. It's the affection. Love is, this is why Allah is al-wadud, not al-mahbub. I love it. Jazakallah khair. You know, he says, no, there is, because Allah says, yes, وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً, and we have put amongst you mawadda. Mawadda is not really a translation of love. Some they give a translation as it is love. It is affection, which is in fact the, let me give you a cycle. Aywa. Wallahi, this is
I think he's correct. I agree with you.
But I wouldn't, because love is hub. Love bil Arabi is hub. Hub. Ba. But mawadda is something beyond hub. This is why I say after love comes after marriage comes the real love, which is the translation of those actions into. لا, of course, we started with الحب, بس الحب إيش? Now it moves to, I'll give you an example. You agree? I'll give you an example. طيب. أنت when you married your wife long time ago, or maybe it's not a good example with you. Maybe I'll find somebody young guy. Younger, because if I were to ask you, did you call your wife, talk to her and everything, and you know, you say, no, we didn't talk, it was all arranged or something. I don't know. How about you? Is she your wife? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. How long have you been married? 2 years. Okay, طيب. She is here. Sister, how many times did he used to call you per day before marriage? Before marriage. Often, like 10 times, 5 times a day, 2 times a day. طيب, after marriage, what happened? Does he still call you the same like twice a day? No? Why? He doesn't love you no more? He used to love you before, and then after that, he doesn't love you no more? Is that what it is? This is why he stopped calling you? Why? Why he doesn't call you no more? Do you think there's no more love? Do you think he does not love you as much? Before he used to love you, after he got married, week, 2 weeks, a month, he stopped calling you, stopped texting you as much. He only called you to say, is dinner ready? Does that mean that he doesn't love you? What does it mean? The love has matured to something called mawadda. You agree with me? Do you agree or agree? We Egyptians, I'm not Egyptian, but we have something called the democracy in Egypt. Yes or yes? Is it yes or yes? Yes, في حب, في love, في mawadda. Mawadda, which is beyond love. Yallah, Sheikh. Love in Islam. Love in Islam brings a man and a woman together with strong bond that ties the couples together with the rope of Islam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Imran, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and hold stronger to the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to ask you some question here, you know, for you to define love for me. Go ahead, akhi. Aywa. Definition of love. Definition of love, I'm going to give you the definitions. The love defined by some thinkers, al-udaba, love defined by psychologists, love defined by philosophers, love defined by scholars, and then I'm going to ask you for your definition of love. Let us look at the love defined by al-udaba. I kept it in Arabic. Who speaks Arabic here? Many. Very good. I kept it in Arabic on purpose. الحب عند الأدباء الحب يستأذن المرأة أن يدخل قلبها وأما الرجل فإنه يقتحم قلبه دون استئذان. دون استئذان. This is by Bernard Shaw. Who can translate this to me? This is how the thinkers define love. Who can translate this? أيها العرب for the candy. أيوة.
Love seeks permission from a woman before entering her heart. However, a man, love just, rushes to his heart without permission.
Heart. All right. Let's look into the other حب عند علماء النفس. قلب. لا في الآخر قال هو يقتحم قلبه. يقتحم قلبها. So this is for the علماء النفس psychologists. هو شعور فيزيولوجي يؤثر على سلوك الشخص وهو شيء داخلي ينشأ في ذات الإنسان.
So it's a feeling, it's a physiological feeling that affects the behavior of the person, and it is something that is inside from the within that grows within the person, within the insan.
How about the philosophers?
So it is the love that has no exchange for that love without any specific purpose to gain something out of it.
عند علماء الدين, the scholars. المحبة الميل لما يوفق المحب الميل الدائم بالقلب الهائم. الله 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 الله.
So the roots of it, origin of it is whatever. This is a tough one. I'm not sure.
الميل الدائم بالقلب الهائم. The guy who loves his محبوبة, يعني he loves his beloved. He is so يعني القلب الهائم. He is so much into that love. He only sees her. He only sees that her feelings. He does not feel nothing other than the beating of her heart. يعني, which means when he looks at when he's eating his bowl of biryani, he sees her face. Before he goes to sleep, he sees her. يعني she walks. He sees her everywhere. He loves القلب الهائم. يعني هائم. يعني his heart makes تسبيح. هي her يعني there's so much love for her. القلب الهائم. How about الحب عندك? I'm gonna ask some of you sir, give me a definition of love. يلا give me love. يلا give me love. What do you define love? Just say it. It's a difficult question. You want to say it in français? En français? It's okay en français. Donnez-moi la définition de l'amour. Ouais, l'amour. Okay. You love your wife. I didn't say that, man. I just asked you to give me definition of love. But I know, Jazakallah khair. I know. He says, I love my wife. يعني مسكين. I want to go to dinner tonight. I want to have dinner tonight, man. It's cold outside. I know. Hard, damn it.
I love my wife because Allah asked me to do so.
والله أنا ما قصرت شوية. Allah told me to love her, that's why I love her. يعني if Allah, I worship Allah off of fear, because there's some people who worship Allah off of fear. يعني جنة جهنم. يعني I only worship Allah off of fear. Oh, ya salam. Now it's different. I love my wife because I love Allah. Ah, right. I like that. Sister, what is love for you?
I feel happy if I make him happy.
Huh?
I feel happy if I make him happy.
I feel happy when I make him happy. That's love?
Conditionally.
Give me some amazing definition. I want to give you a can. want some amazing definition.
Love is to be able to tolerate each other.
Love is to be able to tolerate each other. Yeah, and if you cannot tolerate her, you won't love her? عيب عليك يا أخي. عيب. حرام عليك. يعني if you cannot tolerate the fact that she comes and she nags, أبقى كان أبتدك هي. You know, she's talking although to him. أبقى محبتك له. And then she starts talking to you in old one, making some weird, and then you say, I hate you? What's love? Give me a good definition of love. Who can give me a nice definition of love? Yes, salam, our Imam. Bismillah.
Instead of heart, I get a heartache. That is love. I give my heart and get a heartache.
Did you hear that? I give my heart. You give her your heart. In turn, I get a heartache. He gives her his heart, miskin. And what did he get in return? A heartache. Yes, يعني it hurts. يعني I love you so much it hurts. Is that the one? That's what you mean. أيوة شيخ. هاي هو الكاندي. هو.
I would define love as something that Allah Azza wa Jal created in ourselves if we would let it to be. If we accept that to happen. Because Allah says, وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَهُمَا وَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. That means it's Allah Azza wa Jal made it to happen to the mankind. But if He accepted that to happen. Because not everybody would have the mawadda and rahmah unless if he let himself be engaged or involved in such a relationship.
Very nice. Well, I just wanted to see how, what love really means to you. Let me tell you about the love triangle. This is also very, very important. There are three types of love. There is something called selfish love. And you need to tell me, because I'm going to ask you, or excuse me, what kind of person are you here? Selfish love means, I love me. Yeah, everybody loves themselves, but I love me and I don't care. You love me and I love me and I don't care about anything else. As long as I love me, you love me, and it's all about me, selfish love. But there is another love called the conditional love. And I find a lot of marriages, as doing my counseling, it's all about conditional love. You give me, I give you. You tell me you love me, I tell you I love you. When you are nice to me, I'll become nice to you. When you're mean to me, I'll be mean to you. Marriage is not built about this relationship. The relationship of you give me, I give you. I wait until you give me so I can give you. And there is something called unconditional love. What does that mean, unconditional? Despite the fact that whatever it is from you, the heartache, and the brother who says, the brother who says, what is this? To be able to tolerate whatever it is. If you insist in being mean to me, I will insist in loving you because I love you, oh honey, unconditionally. Because you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions something about al-mawadda, and He mentions something about mithaq in Arabic. Mithaq is really, that brothers and sisters who know Quran, Allah mentions this word mithaq 3 times in the Quran. And what is mithaq? Mithaq means a strong bond. Mithaq. He used it twice with Banu Israel, and He used it once with marriage. Mithaqan ghalidha, a strong bondage. It is this bond that you are between you and your wife is a bond made in the heavens. Is made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's mithaq. That's why I tell the brothers, do not break this mithaq. I tell the sisters, don't break this mithaq, because this mithaq is made in the heavens by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. هذا ميثاق عظيم between you and you. Listen. You complete him, like I said earlier, and he completes you. He cannot be him without you. You are the woman, mashallah, tabarakallah. Yesterday I had a lecture in Toronto, and I talked about women being the engine for motivation. Women, wallahi, they are the engine for motivation. She can motivate her husband, her son to become anything she wants to become, because the woman, mashallah, tabarakallah, she is the nation builders. Women are the nation builders. They are. I always say that women are, and I'm not here trying to brush this to abadan, while I speak with all honesty. The best title after prophets for me is mother. The best title. There's so many titles out there. Doctor, engineer, lawyer, driver, whatever it is. But the best title after the title of prophet is mother. If only the mothers they're here, they know the role that they have to play. If they only know the value that they have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen them. There are two names of Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. You know, the rahmah of Allah, mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are certain mercies, there are silent mercies. Like the sun is a silent mercy. The rain is a silent mercy. Do you know that there is a mercy that walks and talks? Mother. She is rahmah talking. She is rahmah walking. I feel the need of a hug again. You don't have to stand, but you just can give a hug to the person next to you. Give a hug to the person next to you. I want to give you a magical recipe. I want to give you a magical recipe, sisters and brothers, but especially for the sisters, if you want to keep your husband forever. أيوة. No, ما فيش forever. يعني forever until Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, decides. But to keep your husband and to live a life that matters with your husband, I've got this magical recipe which I have taken from the life of Khadija radiallahu anha with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Listen to our mothers Khadija. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi sallam is in the cave. Ghar Hira. Comes to him a man who hugs him very tightly and asked him to read. You know the story, read. The Prophet, he goes to this cave. He's been going into that cave to do ibadah called the ibadah of pondering, the ibadah of meditation. So he's there, nobody knows his whereabouts except his wife Khadija, who used to come and bring him food. Khadija radiallahu anha wa ardaha. She would walk up the mount, 2 hours it takes to walk up. Every day she used to do that, to walk all the way up, a woman, to feed, to give the food to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And she would come down and she spent time with him and she supported him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. She supported him financially, emotionally, you name it. The wife, she never complained. I've got kids, I needed help. I need help with these kids. What are you doing here in this mount by yourself? So when this thing happened to the Prophet, when Jibril came and hugged him so much, when he told him read, and then he was so scared and terrified and petrified. When he ran down, ﷺ, he went straight to whom? He went straight to his best friend, his wife Khadija. He could have gone to Abu Bakr, his buddy, his pal, you know, or others, but he chose to go to Khadija. Is your wife your best friend? Yes, she's here. I know you're speaking the truth, wallah, because I can tell. I teach public speaking, and I'm certified, and I can tell from the eyes of the people, from the features, you know, and stuff, because I've been trained to know from just looking at you whether you're speaking the truth or not, what you're thinking. I'm trained. I can tell, like, ooh, I can. Sure.
Well, I'm originally Turkish, yeah. When I was getting married about 30 years ago, well, I told my wife, now we will be in a journey, inshallah, we will make it together to paradise.
Allahu Akbar, mashallah, tabarakallah. Yani, look, oh my wife, you're not here with me just to go to this life together and whatnot, but what I'm looking at it as our relationship is to hold your hand and go to Jannah together. I only see you, not only my wife in this dunya, I see you, my wife, in Jannah. Allah, 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 Allah. Tonight you're going to have a very nice dinner. Tonight people will take care of you. Tonight you can have a nice massage. Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. Ya salam. So what did the Prophet do? He goes to Khadija. Khadija. And look, what did he say? He was terrified. He was really scared. Khadija, what did she do? She contained him, radiallahu anha, when he says, Zammiluni, right? Zammiluni. So do you think, what did Khadija do? I'm sure she must have hugged him. Zammiluni, yani she would just cover him and she would stay and leave him alone. No, I'm sure she would have hugged him, stayed with him. And the Prophet now is talking. What did she do? Did she interrupt him? No, she did not interrupt him. She listened to him. She listened to her husband. The husband is telling her the story. What happened to me? I'm sitting alone. Comes this man. I don't know who this man was. He hugs me. He tells me to read. And she's listening and listening. She does not interrupt. She listens. And then what does she do? Radiallahu anha wardaha. She started talking about the qualities of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know the story, don't you? Kalla la yukhzika Allahu abada. The Prophet thinks something bad has happened to me. He's scared. The wife, she comes. Ya Sheikh, we need that wife. I know sometimes when I go home, when I've got certain issues or problems, I need to talk to my wife because I know that I can have that relationship, that dialogue. You know, we men sometimes, we feel like, you're strong outside, but really inside of us, if you only know the sisters, we're like babies. Or maybe you already know that. From inside, there's that baby inside if you only know how to get that baby out. So she listened, and then she says, Kalla, no harm can happen to you. Why no harm can happen to you? Because you're good. Because you do this. And so she's talking about his qualities. Doesn't the Prophet know his qualities? No, he does know his qualities. But she's reminding him that you are good to the miskin. You host the guest and you help the needy and you help the poor and you tie the tie of kinship. She started reminding him of his good qualities, that no, nothing bad can harm you. Nothing bad can happen to you. And then she walked the talk. What did she do? She took him to her cousin who? What's his name? Her uncle, Waraq ibn Nawfal. She took him to someone who knows, who lived, and he knows about the namus, he knows about the other religions, who told him exactly what happened to him. The woman, the amazing talent, the brilliant woman, the intelligent woman, she took her husband, she contained him, and now the husband knows exactly what happened to him. It's all because of the effort of this amazing woman, by the name of Khadija. No wonder why she deserved a house in paradise. When she was about to come to the Prophet with a tray, Jibril came to him, and he says, convey the message to Khadija and tell her, convey my salam and the salam of Allah to Khadija, and give her the glad tidings of a house in Jannah from a pearl. La sakhaba fihi wa la nasab. No hardship in it, no stress in it. Yes, she went through a lot of stress. Yeah, when she came, they told her, when they put the Prophet under siege for 3 years, they went to Khadija. They told Khadija, you can stay back home. You are respected. You don't have to be with them. She says, no, my husband goes, I go with him. My husband goes, I go with him. She could have stayed in her home. But they put the Muslims under siege for 3 years, so much so that they could not find nothing to eat. She supported her husband. And we need that support from one another, both from the husband and both from the wife. This is why I call it the magical recipe. This talk is pretty long, and I wanted to share with you some ingredients on bringing your, making sure that your marriage is strong, and something that will bring love amongst you and whatnot. I really have like some recipes. I really have some more stuff to share with you. But let me take some questions from all of you, inshallah ta'ala. If you have any questions, share them with us, or comments or anything. Share them with us, inshallah. Yes, sister. What? Help him be steadfast. يعني steadfast is تثبت زوجها. تثبيت بالعربي. تثبيت بالعربي. تثبيت is, to stand still, to stand strong. Maybe he's worried, She could not say, she could have said, when he came to her, telling the story that I got stuck in the mount. She could, I told you, you go to that mount. I told you many times, you did not listen to me. You don't listen, you're stubborn. Ma'ad Allah, hasha lillah, she did not say that. Because there are some wives who do. They complain. They feel that husband, make them feel guilty. Your husband does not need, he already knows he made a mistake. He already knows he went there. He already knows he fails. He needs your support. So steadfast means to stand still. Jazakallah khair. Anything else? Anybody else? Yes, akhi.
Just for those who came late, there are two ways of asking questions. You can ask through the mic over there if you want to line up. Or if you'd rather write the questions, you have Brother Ryan on your right over there. He's raising his hand. And Sister Rania on the left, if you'd rather have the questions on notes. If you were told that you can ask questions through the app earlier today, the app isn't working, so we're going to stick to these two ways, inshallah. You can ask through the mic or through writing a paper with Brother Ryan and Sister Rania.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Very good discussion and very thoughtful approach. Just in the context of Western world we are living in, where both husband and wife, if they are working together outside, particularly,
very good.
And the social pressures or the outside stresses when they come back with their home, how, when they have the time to decompress them or to communicate, what are your thoughts on that?
Jazakallah khair. Very good question. Very good question. Because in fact, it's a very relevant question. We live in the West. We live here in Canada. So you did not hear the question. The question is, well, let me summarize it for you. The question is just about the fact that, we're busy, the husband is busy, let's say, working, and the wife is also busy doing her thing. And then how can we balance things out? When we come home, we have so many other responsibilities to look after. And then we come home, and then there's maybe less communication or not. So how can we balance life, home, still keep that tie between us and, and the spouses? Is that what it is, sir? Something like that. We can relate to that, we can relate to that because a lot of us who work, and maybe your spouse is also working and whatnot, and then also when the kids get introduced into the picture, it adds another element into this sort of puzzle. And now the husband, he works, some of us work full-time, part-time, overtime, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just so that they can make it. The wife also tries to, help out with whatever she can. And then even if she does not work, let's say the wife, I'll give you some real stories, or true, things, the reality is, the wife, she has kids. Let's say she takes them, to school. She brings them back. She has to clean. She has to, let's say, cook. And then when the kids come back, she has to take them to activities, bring them back. She has to help them do the homework, feed them, and then, and she gets so tired at night by the time that she's done and she puts them to bed, she's totally out. The husband comes and he wants his right. So what should we do here? Yeah, Miskina, the whole day she's doing things. Maybe the work that she does, although she does not go and check in and check out in an office job, but the work she does with the kids and the work she does with the home, chores and whatnot, and the going out there and some, like last week I was in the UK, going on a tour. My wife texted me. She said she dropped. She couldn't do it no more. She couldn't take the kids. Here's Yasmin, my daughter. She has to go to an Islamic school, the Quran. And then Umar needs to go to a dentist. And then Salah needs to go here. And then she has to go and take Yasmin to swimming pool after that. And then she's like a driver. Women, they have so many roles. Like a driver, a teacher, a cook, a cleaner, a doctor, psychologist. She plays a fighter, a boxer too. Oh, sometimes, yeah, well, if you try to come and try to harm her kids, then the giant of her comes out. She plays so many roles. May Allah Azza wa Jal bless our mothers, our sisters, our wives, our daughters who are here. When they say in Arabic, they say women are half of the society. I say no, wrong. Women are the entire society. المرأة كلها المجتمع. نعم صحيح والله. المرأة ليست نصف المجتمع بل المرأة هي المجتمع كله. هي المربية. انت المربيه، انت الام، انت الخاله، انت الزوجه، انت البنت، you are everything. No wonder why your dua is mustajab. You have a weapon, sisters, mothers here. when the Prophet says the dua of a mom, the dua of the father, is granted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how can we balance things out? You know what I say, and this is a totally different, lectures, which I give, in fact. I call it how to raise our parents. Normally it's how to raise our kids, but I call it how to raise our parents. To make the parents understand the role. Some of us have migrated from very far to make a living. I understand, right? I understand. We have to make a living. But sometimes the living that we're making goes in the detriment of or the expense of our kids. And you say, yes, I'm only doing this for my kids. But what we also tend to forget is the fact that our kids, they need something more than that money that we give them. Our kids, they need time. My spouse needs time. So sometimes what I say to the parents, I say, Akhi, you may disagree with me. It's up to you. It's your choice at the end. But I say, try to cut down from the working hours in exchange of spending more time with the kids. And I say, it's your choice. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to really. But as a counselor, when people come to me complaining about the kids not, communicating with the parents, or the kids running away, or the kids not been listening or not been obeying, and I say, where have you been when your kid needed you? I was working for them. I understand and I respect that, and I do that. I'm a father. I do that. But our kids, they need something more than just that food that we feed them. They need affection. They need love. They need hugs. When was the last time you told your kid that you love him? When was the last time you hugged your kid? When was the last time you spent some time with your wife? And I call it, quality time. Quality time. You and the wife spending time together, going out, doing things together. This is why I've got these ways for the lasting homemade happiness. I've got some ways which I wanted to share with you. One thing here for all the brothers is be aware of your wife's jealousy. Be aware of your wife's jealousy. This is very important. As for us husbands, and I bring the example of Aisha. Yes, we know our mother Aisha, and she had that jealousy. A woman is a woman, akhi. A woman, you cannot take that thing off of her. She is kida, أصلها. She's jealous. Aisha, the Prophet goes out. He goes out at night. So she puts the cover and she goes, follows him. And the Prophet, he knows something is, somebody's, the Prophet knows, ﷺ. So he goes, and then she's going with him. And then he goes, and then where does he go? The Prophet, he goes, because she's thinking, oh, it's my night. Why is he going to her? The other one. Why is he going to her? The Prophet was just going to the graveyard to pay visit to the dead. And then on the way out, she was making sure he did not go anywhere. She was hiding. Ajib, Aisha Ummuna radiallahu anha. She's just hiding. And then the Prophet saw her. When she saw that the Prophet saw her, she ran. And the Prophet starts running, And then she ran. And then she went home and she covered herself like, I'm sleeping. Aisha, awajaki shaytanuk. Your devil again, shaitan has whispered in your ears. هكذا هي. This is the jealousy. So we men, we have to understand and respect that, Beware of your wife's jealousy. Beware also when she's going through her monthly thing. Her monthly cycle, we have to understand that, my brothers and sisters. This is very, very important because she may say things that even herself she doesn't understand. She may act differently. She may act, and because there's a lot of changes, a lot of hormones, releases, there's a lot of things happening. So we have also to be understanding with regard to their monthly cycle. Break the routine. And here's something, if you want to bring the balance for you, my brother, and for all of us here. Break the routine. Imagine, I always come home, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam, dinner ready? Yes, it's ready. Go eat. Pay the bills. Okay, go sleep. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. What kind of life is this? Imagine a husband, he talks Quran and the wife talks the Sunnah. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى قال الله تعالى وكلوا واشربوا he's hungry and then she comes and she says قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الثلث للأكل والثلث he says okay and then they eat and then he says قال الله تعالى الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذ سنة ولا نوم no he is sleepy she says okay قال رسول الله he talks Quran she talks Sunnah. There's no fun, man, in this house. I say break the routine. Surprise your wife. Surprise your husband. Surprise akhi. With what? Little things. Salaam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Okay, honey, pack your bags. Pack your bags. What did I do? Why are you sending me home? We're going home. You know, what did I do? No, pack your bags. We're going on a umrah. Yes, Allah. Trip. A little surprise. I don't know, man. You do the thingy. I'm just making things up. I know. Surprise each other. Break the routine, akhi. Imagine, akhi. You're new, huh? You're new into this thing. All right, mashallah. 2 years. You come home, and then you open the door, and you find flowers on the floor. And then you see candles. And then you go and you follow the sign and candles, and it says, follow me, and you follow the sign, and something nice, something different. Candles everywhere, it's dark, the kids are not home, and something amazing, and then you find this table with very nice candles, and say, Allahu Akbar, and then your wife comes, mashallah, tabarakallah. You know how it is. Surprise each other, ya sheikh. You know, break the routine, make it fun. Apologize for your mistakes. What's wrong about you when you make a mistake, you know, not apologizing? Apologize when you make a mistake. Do apologize. When she makes a mistake, she does apologize. Well, so she expects the same thing from you. If you do something wrong, come. There are 2 words in Arabic. And these 2 words, they can really make peace all over the world. Ana asif. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Very, very powerful words. Say that to your kid when you do something wrong. Say that to your wife. Say that to your parents. Say that to your friends. Say that to your colleagues. I'm sorry. I'm only a human being. I do make mistakes. Visualize the other person as ideal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen you for her. Allah has chosen you for her, and He has chosen her for you. So visualize her as the ideal person for you. And remember when you were still weds. Remember the old good times. Remember the fun times. If you want to live a good life, insha'Allah ta'ala. I will maybe have some more time to take maybe one more question, insha'Allah. One more question. One more question. Or here's the thing that you can also do. Some way that will also help you improve love between your spouse is when you come home, you know, brothers, always say Assalamu alaikum. As the Prophet used to do. Come home, Assalamu alaikum, kayf halakum, kayf halkum, you know, how are you? Talk to her. And then, Ahl al-Ilm, they say, it's good if you were to couple the salam with a hug. Remember this. MashaAllah. It's good if you were to couple the salam with a hug. They say, the experts in this field, they say for a woman to feel secure, she needs to be touched 30 times a day. I'm not me. The experts in this field, they say for a woman to feel secure, she needs to be touched 30 times a day. Don't just come and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're done. Hadi does not work. You just come and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30. Khalas, you're done for the day. It does not work like that. Yeah, for instance, you know, for instance, she's cooking. She's cooking. For instance, don't look at me. She's cooking, and then you come home, and then, Assalamu alaikum. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you so much for coming. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.